Good morning and welcome to the Mayor's Weekly News Conference. On this week's agenda, we'll introduce our mayors for a day, highlight World Refugee Awareness Day festivities, provide updates from our Department of Economic and Community Development on the city's new Home Investment Partnership Program, facade improvement grants, the Flagship Fund, and a downtown business walk. And finally, LERTA, where do we go from here? And now I'll turn it over to the mayor.
Thank you, Renee. Good morning and welcome, everyone. Great to have you here. Continuing our efforts to try to promote rich cultural diversity that we have here in Erie, and in honor of World Refugee Awareness Month here in the month of June, today we're welcoming two young students from Erie Public Schools who are joining us as mayors for the day today. I am proud to introduce you to today's mayors, Janisha and Manita Dangle. Will you come up and join me here at the podium? I'd also like to welcome their dad, Doya, for being here as well. Thank you. Janisha is a 6th grade student attending Wilson Middle School, and Manita is a 9th grade student entering Erie High School this fall. The girls are from Nepal and arrived in the United States in 2014. Janisha loves social studies and participates in intramural sports. She was diagnosed with acute lymphatic leukemia 6 months after arriving in the United States. She went through 3 years of treatment and is now in remission, I'm happy to say. Janisha returns to Pittsburgh Children's Hospital every 2 months for checkups. The Make-A-Wish Foundation is currently in the process of granting her wish for a trip back to Nepal to see the family she hasn't seen there since 2014. Manita participates in soccer and dance, and her favorite subject is math. She has been at Janisha's side through her journey with leukemia and is always there to cheer her up and give her moral support. Both girls want to become doctors when they get older. After arriving at City Hall, they received their lanyards, name badges, and they have already toured parts of City Hall. Janisha and Manita will both be receiving a copy of our mission and vision. They've already received 3 of my pens, as well as a city lapel pin and a certificate commemorating today's experience. Janisha and Manita, I would like to read the certificates that you'll be receiving to commemorate your visit today. And they basically say, whereas Janisha and Manita Dangle are students in Erie's public schools who were chosen to be mayor of the city of Erie for today, Thursday, June the 20th, whereas Janisha and Manita participated in the Mayor for the Day program in celebration of World Refugee Awareness Month here during the month of June, whereas Janisha and Manita Dangle will be, and actually are, attending our press conference. They'll be touring City Hall, the police station, and a firehouse. They'll be taking a ride in a police cruiser and in a fire truck. They'll be enjoying World Refugee Day festivities with me and my team today, assuming the weather holds off for us. And also, they'll be learning about Erie's future. So now, therefore, on this 20th day of June, 2019, I, Joseph E. Schember, Mayor of the City of Erie, commend both Janisha and Manita for their success and welcome them as Mayor for the Day of Erie. I encourage them and all of you to make a positive difference wherever you go. Janisha and Manita, you are Erie's future. Welcome. Congratulations on earning this recognition, and keep up the good work. Congratulations. Could you give them their certificates? Here's your certificates. Renee will give them to you. Would you like to say a word or two? I knew I said I wasn't going to do that, but I couldn't help myself. Would you like to say hi? Yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Say hi to your mom. Say hi to your
Hi,
mom.
Mom.
Very good. Nice job. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, while we're on the topic, I'd like to remind everyone of the festivities in honor of World Refugee Awareness Day, which is today. The first event is happening across the street in Perry Square right after the press conference, again, assuming the weather's okay. The International Institute's U.S. Committee for Refugees and Immigrants and the Erie Arts and Culture will be activating Perry Square from 11:30 to 1 p.m. today. There'll be storytelling, dance, music, and a new game that stimulates conversation. Attendees can learn about the joys and challenges that refugees face when coming to America and Erie. The United States Commission for Refugees and Immigrants is also hosting their 3rd annual World Refugee Day gathering under the stars at SafeNet's Backyard Garden. You can join them tonight for all-you-can-eat Middle Eastern food, music, and good company from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. Tickets can be purchased through the International Institute of Erie's Facebook page. Finally, Primary Health Network is hosting a Count Me In community event at Wayne Health Clinic featuring food, games, and activities for the whole family from 10 a.m. today to 3 p.m. The Count Me In team has already begun the process of going door to door, listening to the concerns of our East Bayfront neighbors. This event gives residents the ability to participate in the survey while celebrating World Refugee Awareness Day today. The event will have Spanish and Nepali interpreters, as well as translation services available on iPads for residents to engage and learn from other cultures. I encourage everyone to participate in these events to learn more about the diverse cultures and the ethnicity that make Erie home and that make Erie very unique. Now, we're going to move to the primary focus of today's press conference, which is several initiatives we're rolling out of the City of Erie's Department of Economic and Community Development. These specific programs are designed to focus on 3 elements of our vision for the City of Erie. First is our world-class downtown and bayfront. Second are our welcoming and vibrant neighborhoods. And third is our abundance of good family-sustaining jobs. Chris Groner and his team have been working tirelessly and creatively to develop these programs. Chris will now provide a recap of the Flagship Fund and an introduction to several other new initiatives here in Erie. Chris.
Thank you, Mayor. Good morning, everyone. As you've heard me say before, the city's Department of Economic and Community Development continues to look for new ways to provide assistance to businesses, encourage new growth and investment, and overall create a better business climate in the city. We've looked for gaps in the economic development system and have sought to fill those voids when possible. It started with the expansion of our low-interest loan fund capacity, followed up by the Flagship Fund, the city's first ever micro-grant program, which is designed to assist small businesses, startups, and entrepreneurs. We then launched the Commodore Fund as a way to support the larger job-creating projects throughout the city. And today we're pleased to announce 2 new programs, one for small business development and one for potential home buyers and existing homeowners in the city. Additionally, we'll be announcing the next round of Flagship Fund applications and a new outreach effort coming up soon, which will be the Downtown Business Walk. So first off, the city's new Home Investment Partnership Program. Home is part of the city's annual block grant allocation from the Department of Housing and Urban Development. We believe that this program has tremendous potential to help aspiring home buyers and current home owners, and we're excited to bring it to our residents. I'm equally excited about who will be administering this effort. Starting later this summer, the city's Assistant Grant Administrator, Veronica Fields, will be taking the reins of our home funds. In a moment, I'll ask her to give us an overview of what she has planned. But first, I'd like to share with you why I think Veronica is uniquely qualified for this task. With over 12 years of housing counseling and program management, she has experience that includes having been the director of a housing counseling program, having managed a home program as a subrecipient, being a program manager for Central City Neighborhood Revitalization, being a grant assistance program manager for Erie County's Act 137, having been a home buyer education instructor in areas such as budgeting, credit repair, anti-predatory lending, home retention, the mortgage process pre-approval, closing assistance, and etc. She also has experience with typical mortgage products such as FHA, VA, and conventional home mortgages. She is also a certified housing counselor under the Neighborhood Works America and PHFA, which is Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. And we're also pleased that Veronica has recently been selected to participate in the Jefferson Educational Society's Civic Leadership Program. So given all of her past experience, I certainly believe that we have the right person to lead our efforts. So at this time, I'd like to ask Veronica to come on up and share some further details. Veronica?
Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce to some and present to others the federally funded Home Investment Partnership Program, which is this placard right here in the beginning of the front. The purpose of the Home Funds is to help future and existing homeowners invest in their homeownership future. Home can provide up to $24,999 in financial assistance to assist first-time homebuyers and existing homeowners to rehabilitate their homes to code standards, alongside closing costs and their down payment assistance. In order for applicants to qualify for these funds, you must meet the following criteria. The home must be a single-family dwelling, be located within the city limits, meet the City of Erie code standards, and fall beneath HUD's Erie County household threshold. I have always taken a passion for serving the Erie community, working with families, and helping them to invest in their financial future. I look forward to getting back in the reins of homeownership assistance, interacting with families, and providing guidance through the home buying process. We're anticipating this launch for this program later this summer. If you have questions, I can be reached here at City Hall. My number is 870-1263. If you need further details, you can go onto the city's website, which is listed down on the below of the display. Thank you.
Thank you, Veronica. Thank you for all the hard work and for taking on this important role. I'm really looking forward to seeing how this program is going to help our residents take that next step towards home ownership, and to see how existing homeowners and how this may help our residents in that respect. Our second announcement is for a program that is aimed at helping small businesses in the city. Beginning later this summer, the Department of Economic and Community Development will be administering a new facade improvement grant that will be funded with Community Development Block Grant dollars. This grant will be an additional resource made available to city businesses and will be similar to the facade grant program currently administered by the Erie Downtown Partnership and the Erie Redevelopment Authority. Our Business Development Officer, Jen Hoffman, will lead this effort. She has already hit the ground running with her outreach efforts to city businesses and has a desire to help these small businesses and their owners grow their business and be successful. So at this time, I'd like to call Jennifer up to give us further details.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Chris. I am very pleased, like Veronica, to announce new programs here at the Department of Economic and Community Development. The first one is the Economic and Community Development Facade Improvement Grant. The primary goal of this grant is to further the City of Erie's vision. We embrace our diverse cultures, our welcoming, vibrant neighborhoods, world-class downtown and bayfront, schools of excellence, and abundance of family-sustaining jobs. Proposed projects must align within the city's current consolidated 5-year action plan and the comprehensive plan, otherwise known as Erie Refocused. The facade grant was created to provide financial assistance for projects that improve the exterior of deteriorating buildings and to be used by City of Erie businesses. The source of funds for the U.S. the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development's Community Development Block Grant. The city's Department of Economic and Community Development will oversee the coordination and administration of this grant. With this grant, we're looking to aid in the prevention or elimination of blight on a spot basis, with the priority given to projects that will improve the exterior deteriorating buildings and that have a negative impact on our current community. To encourage the establishment, growth, and retention of business, to create or retain employment opportunities, and to encourage business investments and commercial building improvements in the City of Erie. Projects must be completed within 1 year of the city's official award notification unless otherwise approved. Required costs must be reasonable, and all improvements must be on the exterior of the building and include facade areas that are visible to the public within the project. It includes some masonry, repointing, windows, doors, any ADA or safety features on the exterior of the building, any city building code corrections that need to be taken, awnings, lighting, and others. The city anticipates a highly competitive process due to the demand and the limited funding. Individual grant awards will range from a minimum request of $20,000 to a maximum request of $50,000. While a project application may technically be eligible, the Grant Review Committee will select projects for awards based on criteria including the project's alignment with HUD's CDBG National Objective and Facade Improvement grant goals, applicant commitment and capacity to complete the project in a timely manner, and the urgent or critical need for assistance, and the promising of positive impact the project will have on the residents and the local community. The applicant must provide at least a one-to-one cash match from non-federal sources to be specifically used for this project. For example, a city grant request of $20,000 would require a minimum non-federal match of $20,000, or a total project cost of $40,000. The City of Erie Facade Improvement Grant will employ a rolling application model, and businesses may apply at any time. This grant may be paired with other non-federal funding or grants received by the businesses applying. One of those grants is the Erie Downtown Partnership Facade Grant. Here to remind you of the details of the process is John Buchna, the Executive Director of the Erie Downtown Partnership. John, I invite you up.
Thank you, Jennifer. Hey, as she mentioned, we've had a long history of success in administering a facade development program here in our downtown community. And the primary area of our focus is the Bay to the tracks, Sass, and Holland. In that 70-block area, there's been thousands and thousands of dollars administered that have spawned investment. Today, coupled with the city's announcement, we're here to say that earlier this year, the Erie County Gaming Revenue has awarded us a Mission Main Street grant that we are announcing today that $30,000 of this grant is now available for use in our downtown footprint to aid in the assistance of the investment that the city is alluding to help continue to spawn more and more investment in our downtown community. We're very thankful to the County Gaming Revenue Authority, and we really do look forward to continued support and working with our local small business property owners here in our downtown. Thank you. Thanks, Jeff.
Thank you, John, very much. Any business owner that is in John's footprint of the Erie Downtown Partnership, please do reach out to him for more details on that grant. With the help of these grants and more, we're looking forward to a refreshed and restored City of Erie. Secondly, I am pleased to announce the application process for the City of Erie's flagship fund microgrant program will officially open on July 1st. Applications may be found online at the City of Erie's website. This will be the third round for the flagship fund. In February, we were happy to award 9 city small businesses with grants of up to $5,000 from the funds that were available. We sorted through more than 30 applications last round, and this time we do expect to see many more. It is a competitive process where applications are reviewed by the grant committee and grants are awarded to as many of the projects as our funding will allow. Let's review the parameters for the flagship microgrant. It is to provide financial assistance to support market-ready products and services. It serves to enhance the City of Erie's reputation for innovation and creativity, to contribute to a thriving, sustainable business culture, and to improve the quality of life for the residents of the City of Erie. Startups and established businesses from any sector are welcome to apply with a great idea and a sound business proposal that's going to proceed regardless of grant funding. Eligible uses would be marketing and advertising, other facade and building improvements, specialized equipment, computer hardware, consultation costs, strategic succession and new market development planning, lighting and exterior signage. Pretty much anything that a small business would need to run is on this list for you. Funding awards are granted up to $5,000. It is a one-to-one funding match, and it is required it will be awarded on a reimbursement basis. Projects must be completed within 1 year of the award announcement from the city unless otherwise approved. And in the past, as in the past, the awards will be announced in the month following the application period. I encourage any small business or startup within the city limits to check out the Flagship Fund application and contact me to discuss your plans. Likewise, any business interested in applying for the facade improvement grant, please do reach out. I'm available to help you walk through the process and answer your questions. I'm looking forward to working with all of you. Now, in the spirit of small businesses and growth in the city of Erie and beyond, I would like to invite Leslie Ridge Allen to join me at the podium to talk about the upcoming Downtown Business Walk. It's one of many planned by the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership. Welcome, Leslie.
Thank you, Jen, for that introduction, and thank you to the Mayor for the invitation to be here today to speak to all of you. Again, my name is Leslie Ridge Allen. I'm here on behalf of the Erie Regional Chamber and Growth Partnership to talk about the upcoming business walk that we're hosting on Tuesday, June 25th. Our mission at the Chamber is simple. It is to provide businesses with access to the people, information, and education that they need to grow and thrive here in the community. We'll be doing that partly through the walk as well as ongoing services and initiatives that we're looking to start within the next 12 months. The business walk is really an opportunity to do two things. It's for us to learn about the successes that the businesses are currently having here in the city and throughout the county, as well as learn about the services they might not be aware about and how we can better communicate to them that there are resources and information available to help them succeed. Perfect example today being the Facade Improvement Grant and the Flagship Fund. Most importantly, it's an opportunity to identify the challenges that they're having so that the local economic development ecosystem can continue creating programs and initiatives to better serve them. Most simply, what we're really trying to do is just make sure that businesses can keep their lights on and their doors open so that the community can continue to enjoy all of the things that they have to offer. Business walks have proven to be highly effective both nationally and internationally as a way to foster greater relationships as well as jumpstart local economies, and our goal is to really do that here within the city. Our walk is in collaboration with the City of Erie as well as the Erie Downtown Partnership. Other organizations that will be in attendance include the Erie Redevelopment Authority as well as the Erie Downtown Development Corporation. And we'll be focusing on businesses that fall within the 5 districts of the Erie Downtown Partnership, which spans from the Bayfront up to 14th Street, Sassafras to Holland. After the walk is finished, participants will come back together to reconvene, identify any of the common threads that we feel the businesses are experiencing, and identify the ways in which we can provide tailored solutions to them so that they can overcome the challenges or expedite their growth opportunities. If you would like more information or if you know any business owners that fall within that footprint, please feel free to connect them to Jen or myself so that we can make sure that they're a part of this event on Tuesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Leslie, very much. I'm looking forward to joining this visit downtown and whenever they include city footprints. Now, Mayor Schember, I think I'm finally finished talking. I'll relinquish the podium and invite you back. Thank you very, very much.
I want to really thank Chris, Veronica, Jen, and Leslie as well. When I first took office, I knew my team was very important, and I used to say I could only accomplish 20% of what we're doing without the team. But by the spring of last year, I realized they're more important than I thought, and I changed that to I could only accomplish 5% without the team. Today, I'm changing it again. I might be able to accomplish 1% of what we're doing without this incredible team. Thank you very much for all you guys are doing. This is very impressive. The last thing we're going to talk about today is LRTA. And my top priority since I took office 1 year, 5 months, and 20 days ago was to establish a citywide aggressive LRTA to encourage development here in Erie, improve city neighborhoods, draw people back to Erie with our abundance of good family-sustaining jobs. Erie has been on the decline for 50 years. The best evidence of this is we have 40,000 less people living in Erie right now than we did in the late 1960s. My team and I are working in many areas, including helping Erie's most needy and making minorities, new Americans, immigrants, and refugees feel welcome here, as well as programs like the 3 you just heard about. You'll learn more about our efforts at increasing diversity and eliminating racism in Erie next week on Tuesday when we have our People's Summit. But for today, I just want to focus on LRTA. My team and I worked very hard to get LRTA approved last night because we did not want to lose another construction season and push Erie's transformation back another year. The way the LRTA process works, the city must approve any changes first. Following that, the county and the school district approve the changes. I want to thank the county and the school district for all the hard work over the last year, almost a year and a half, and the meetings that they've been part of and what they've agreed to do with LRTA. I hope to see the new LRTA totally approved by county and school district within about 2 weeks now. I also want to thank City Council and the public for their input on the new LRTA. I think we have a better LRTA as a result of that input. One of the things we're doing that you may not have heard much about yet is establishing a community reinvestment fund to assist with neighborhood revitalization efforts and to help Erie's most needy get the support and training they need to get a good family-sustaining job. To ensure the community reinvestment funds are used in the best possible way and match the goals of Erie Refocused, neighborhood planning initiatives for those in most need. Kathy Rosdick, our planning director, will lead a committee that will decide on how these funds get used. Kathy will also be seeking matching funds to leverage these funds to have a transformational impact on the most needy neighborhoods and individuals in Erie. There are 3 sources of funding for the Community Reinvestment Fund. First, thanks to Chris Groner, on July 1st, each year, Chris will transfer $25,000 from the interest on the DCED's Business Development Revolving Loan Fund into the Community Reinvestment Fund. Second, we've established a LRTA application fee. It's $25 for residential LRTA and $100 for commercial LRTA. 100% of those funds raised with those application fees will also go into the Community Reinvestment Fund. We estimate that this will generate about $29,000 in the first year. Third, we'll be accepting donations to the fund. I really wanted to find a way to kind of jumpstart the private donations to the Community Reinvestment Fund. As I woke up Sunday morning, I had an epiphany. But after consultation with my team, I felt it was best, and we all felt it was best, that I wait till after the LRTA is passed to announce this publicly. After I had the epiphany on Sunday morning as I woke up, I worried about it all day because the first person I needed to talk to about it is my wife, Rhonda. Before I could go any further, I have to say to Rhonda, thank you for going along with what I might call an epiphany, but what Rhonda would probably call a crazy idea. So here it is. I'm proud to announce today that Rhonda and I are contributing $5,000 to the Community Reinvestment Fund. This is not campaign money or money from any other source. This is money out of Rhonda and my pocket. We're doing this to encourage others to do the same thing. Any amount is welcome. And just think about this. We have about 100,000 people in Erie. If we average, some people won't be able to give anything, some can give a lot more, but if we average $10 per person with 100,000 people, that's $1 million a year that would go into this fund. All we have to do is average $10 per person. If you can afford $10, $25, $100, whatever you can afford, I would encourage you to make a donation and make every member of our community a happy, productive person. Think about that. That concludes today's press conference. Everyone who spoke is available for interviews. Thank you.